It's Ochemua once again, and I thank God for our lives. I thank God for how far He has brought you and I. Today, my topic, or what I'm going to say, is about good parenting. Of late, we've got too many indisciplined children on the streets. We've got too many stubborn kids in society. We've got children who are fighting or who have stood up or they are now against parents, fighting them each day and night. But parents do not know what they've done or what caused it. Nobody caused it. You caused it. Society might have done something to cause it, but you are the major problem here as a parent. When you read Ephesians chapter 6 verses 4, it says, "Father, do not provoke your children to anger, but bring them up in discipline and instruction of God." That is Ephesians chapter 6 verses 4. Most parents, I would say, are not disciplined. They themselves aren't disciplined. Because when you go to their homes, my precious, you would know that the word discipline doesn't exist in their book. When their children grow up and then they start rebelling against them, they turn out blaming society. Society? Is that what you think? What proper upbringing are you giving to your kids? Gone were the days when a parent would take a child to church. But now parents go to church without their kids. How can you go to the farm without your cutlasses, your hoes? How would you weed? How are you going to cultivate? What are you going to do there? You're going to just have a view of how things are growing or how they feel, how the crops are doing. Train a child the way he should go, and when he grows, he will never depart from it. Most parents do not have time. They leave their houses at dawn and get back at night, leaving their kids all by themselves. When last did you have when last did you have morning devotion with your kids? When last did you read the Bible with your kids? When last did you buy your child the Bible? When last did you take your child to church? When was the last time you prayed with your children? As a mother, what lifestyle are you living? Your children pick things from you because you are their role models, the first person they look up to. Ask yourself, how many kids would want to be like their fathers or their mothers of late? Nobody. Most of them will say, I want to be like someone else because my mother is nothing good to talk about. My daddy, nah. You drink, you smoke, and your kids copy them. So when they grow, they already know that smoking is good. When they are growing up, they already know that drinking is good. You do not church. You do not do anything that would help this child grow physically, mentally, spiritually. You are killing these kids. You are destroying their future. Gone were the days when the parents would take a child to church. Parents of late do not take their kids to church. They go to church leaving their kids at home. They hardly bring these kids together to talk to them about living in peace and harmony. So these kids grow up and there is always a problem between them. They do not talk. They are always at loggerheads. There are always misunderstanding between these kids when they are all grown up because you never taught them about living in peace and harmony. Kids grow with too much pain and anger because a parent never had time to listen to them. A parent never had time to even ask them questions, what their problems are and how to solve them. All you do is go out there to make money. Money, money, money. Money ain't going to raise your kids well. Money will put food on the table. It will give you good living, but it's not going to bring these kids any good proper upbringing, because at the end of the day, you are destroying your child's life. Have time for your kids. Talk to your kids. Give them this parental care that they need. Sit them down, ask them questions, pray with them, study with them the word of God. How many parents do all these things of late? They do not do it because they do not have time. They are going from one place to another just to chase money. You send your kids to the universities. You hardly call them. And when they call you and they start complaining about one thing or the other, you just tell them, please, I'm busy, call me back later. But maybe, mommy, daddy, that time he might need, he might be in need of you. He or she needed you the most, but you said you are busy. And so she turned out and went to seek help from someone else. And that was where you went wrong. You let your child go out to find means of solving their own problems. The child is being left alone at home. What do they do in your absence? Have you ever thought about that? What is my kid doing in my absence? But if you give your child a proper upbringing, you leave your kids at home and you have a free mind, knowing that they are doing something good for themselves and they wouldn't do anything that would bring them shame or bring you shame. But as a mother, if you don't do all these things, the shame will be for you someday. Shame will be for you someday. Shame will be for you someday. And I read from Proverbs chapter 13, verses 24. Whoever spares the rod hates the son, but he who loves his son is diligent to discipline him. And I read again, Proverbs chapter 13, verse 24. Whoever spares the rod hates his son, but he who loves him is diligent to discipline him. How often do you discipline your kid? When your children or when your child does something wrong, do you discipline them? Or you brush it off? When you do not discipline your child knows whatever he or she is doing at a tender age is right, and will do it, will continue doing it. And when he realizes that it's getting out of hand and want to control it, can't be controlled. How often do you discipline your child? As a parent, do you leave your children to live the life they want, or you have to let them live the life that you want them to live? A life that wouldn't bring you shame or disgrace someday? Stand up, parents. Wake up. We, the children, or we, the kids of today, need you in our lives. Without you in our lives, we are nobody. Our lives will never be on the right path, because we will be living our lives the way we want to. Mommy, Daddy, it's time to discipline your children. Train up a child the way he should go, and when he grows, he won't depart from it. God is watching. God is watching. Don't blame society when your child goes astray. Don't blame society when your child becomes stubborn. Don't blame the society when you can't handle your kids yourself. Train up your child with the word of God. Train them up to become good people and better persons in future. Take your kids to church. Lead them in prayers. Lead them in morning devotions. Buy them the Bible. Let them study it 24/7. And believe that your kids will be better people in future. God bless our parents. and God bless us. We the youth of today, please, let's be respectful. Let's respect our elderly, that we may live life on earth. Because it's the first commandment with what? With promise. Thank you.